Hi everyone, what is up? I'm trying to make this video, but the kids are awake and in the background, so there may be a lot of background noise. Just a heads up. But anywho, today I'm making this video about intermittent fasting and breastfeeding. So I thought about making this like a formal sit down video that I normally do. Honestly, I'm still new to it and I'm still experimenting with it and everything like that. So I figured it doesn't need to be that formal, right? So I'm just going to share, what I've been doing and, how I'm doing it. And maybe this can help some other breastfeeding moms out there. If you've been watching my channel for just a little while, you will know that I just had my fourth child. He is 5 months old now. So I'm 5 months postpartum. And I'm a breastfeeding mom, so I exclusively breastfed all of my children. And breastfeeding is great. I love it. But what I don't love so much about breastfeeding is that my body does not allow me to lose weight while I'm breastfeeding. And I know this is just I don't know, sometimes when I tell other moms this, or sometimes when I tell other women who have breastfed, and successfully were able to lose weight or lose some weight while they were breastfeeding, they kind of I can just tell that they don't believe me. But again, this is my fourth. I've never used formula. I've never had to use formula, and that is just the way my body works. It will not let me lose 0 weight while I'm breastfeeding. And the first time it happened, so obviously with my first child, I think my end weight was 185, and I stayed that weight until I was done breastfeeding. Well, actually, I got pregnant while I was still breastfeeding with my second. So I really didn't even have a break to wean to see in that circumstance. And then for my second, yeah, whatever I end my pregnancy weight as, that's pretty much the weight that I stay until I wean. And the only time that I've been able to wean and be able to see some weight loss was with my third. So after I breastfed him for a year and I started my weight loss journey instantly, that next day I was starting it, because I was just over it of being a certain size that I'm not used to, that I'm not comfortable with being. And I was able to lose 60 pounds and then got pregnant again with my fourth. And so that's one of the reasons why I tried to keep my weight gain during my pregnancy under control, because I knew that I would have to deal with the extra weight postpartum for as long as I was breastfeeding. Okay, so yeah, for me, so just a little bit of background. I tried I'm really health conscious. I'm really into fitness and working out. I enjoy working out. It's something I do almost every single day. And so I've lost 60 pounds before I had kids, and so I know what it takes for my body to lose weight. I know how to lose weight. Losing weight's not really hard for me. Stop. I know. But factor in the hormones or breastfeeding, my body is just no. And so, okay, so first, stop. So postpartum, with my first, I tried exercising, and I tried just monitoring my calories, and my milk supply tanked almost instantly. I was not able to work out. I was not able to alter what I was eating, or even cut back on calories, because my body just was not having it. And I can't remember if I tried with my second. No, I didn't, because I was only 5 months postpartum with my second when I got pregnant with my third. So I wasn't really even trying. I wasn't even in the process of trying to lose weight after I had my second, before I got pregnant with my third. And then after, I had my third, and I don't think I even tried. Cutting calories or whatever for my third. I just knew that the weight would have to wait until after. The weight coming off would have to wait until after I weaned. And so that's what I did. I waited. And so this time around, I was well, what can I do? What would be different that I could try to encourage my body to lose weight? And I don't want anyone to take this video the wrong way, you gotta lose weight after birth or be pressured into losing weight or whatever. It definitely takes 9 months to gain the weight, so at least expect that long to take it off. And don't feel like you have to rush it, because you really don't. This is just something that I wanted to try this time around to see if it will work. Okay, so I read about some other moms who kind of had the same experience as me. And a lot of times breastfeeding gets touted as, if you breastfeed, oh, that weight's just gonna fall off. I've heard so many people say this, so many people, almost to the point that it's annoying to me, honestly, because I'm like, I know my body, I know how my body works. It's just not happening for me. And for some women, I don't know, I guess it's like 50-50. I guess for some women, like I said, they have no problem. And of course we know, well, breastfeeding burns about 500 to 600 calories a day, especially if you're exclusively breastfeeding, which I am. So I'm burning all those extra calories. But again, I think it's my body's like my body's safety mechanism for my breast milk. Like, it's like, no, we're not releasing any fat stores at this time, which is okay. It's cool, because honestly, breastfeeding is really important to me. It is my most important thing right now, while I have a baby at least that's under 1 year old. So yes, that is my main goal, and so I'm going to prioritize my breastfeeding over my weight loss. But I just wanted to see if anything would stick this time. So yeah, I was reading some other women's like some women have a hard time losing like that last 10 to 15 pounds while they're breastfeeding. And again, that's their body's personal way of protecting their breast milk supply. But for me, that's not the case. It won't let me lose any weight, right? So, I read some other women's, experiences with that. And one lady in particular I found, I can't remember her name, but it was like a blog post. And she said that intermittent fasting, totally changed things for her, because she was also one of those moms who just didn't lose weight while breastfeeding. I think she was on her third child, if I'm not mistaken. And if you've been following my channel for a little bit, you know that I was doing intermittent fasting. I was doing OMAD prior to getting pregnant. And so my body was used to that. So when I got pregnant, obviously I had to eat as a normal person. And that honestly was a little bit of a mental challenge for me. It really was, because I was just like, oh my gosh, I just lost all this weight. I do not want to gain it all back. And in total, I did gain 30 pounds for this pregnancy. So a little bit more than I had wanted to gain, but not like anything too crazy. Oh, and mommy video. He does not want me to make these videos by myself. I forgot what I was saying, but basically she said it worked for her. Oh yeah, it was a little bit of a mental struggle to eat regularly again, but I knew I had to for my growing baby, obviously. And then I was slammed with the morning sickness, so that kind of cramped things a little bit too, because then it wasn't like too many things that I like to eat. There wasn't too many things that stayed down. So all of that was just craziness really throughout the whole entire pregnancy. So when I did find something that I liked, I just ate that one thing, whether it was healthy, whether it wasn't, because I knew that my body needed the extra calories. And so it's kind of the same thing with breastfeeding. So I don't limit my calories while I'm breastfeeding. I don't count calories. I'm not a calorie counter anyway. Even when I lose weight, not pregnant, if I'm on a weight loss journey, I don't count calories, because I just don't feel like I just don't feel like it's necessary personally for me. I just eat to be satisfied and try my best not to overeat. But of course, obviously, I have those days too. So yes, I don't do that definitely while I'm breastfeeding. And working out. Okay, so working out, I started that a little bit this time. So I've been doing the intermittent fasting for the last 2 months. I think I started, when I was 3 months postpartum. And if you do this, I would say wait until your breast milk supply is established. You have a good, healthy breast milk supply. Your baby's made it past their birth weight and they're steadily gaining, and you feel confident and you and your baby's breastfeeding relationship. So don't try to out the gate start this or whatever, try to start it really early. If you do it, I'm not saying you should do it, I'm just trying to share my experience. So I haven't been counting calories, and my body has been allowing me to exercise. So I try to do at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And I try to keep it really light, because I know my body. If I go too hard on exercises, if I try all the weightlifting and just really kind of HIIT training or anything really too strenuous, my body just doesn't like it while I'm breastfeeding. So I'm trying to stay away from that and just trying to keep it a little basic. Sometimes it's just walking in place, honestly. Sometimes it's just walking or walking around the house with the baby and doing squats and lunges with him. Sometimes it's running around with the kids. I mean, it can vary, but I try to make sure I get in like 30 minutes most days of the week. So that's what I'm doing for exercise. And then for the intermittent fasting, so my eating window, what is it, like 14 hours? Basically, I try not to eat past the 7 p.m. So I try to make sure I get in all my calories before then. Some days I eat at 9 o'clock. Some days I start eating at 10. And I think that's 14 hours when I did it, the math. But I'll put the correct time windows on this video when I edit it. So that's been working for me. And like I said, I've been doing it for 2 months. And my body, so for a while, I kind of wasn't like losing and I wasn't gaining. I was just staying the same, which is a win for me because honestly, every other time that I breastfed, I actually gained weight. Like, it's really been it's really been like an experience because usually I end my pregnancy at whatever weight I ended at and I end up gaining weight while I'm breastfeeding. So this time I just was like, okay, I don't want to gain weight. So if I can just not gain weight this time, that would be excellent. And then I can worry about the weight loss, afterwards. And so my body is being a little bit nice to me this time. It let me lose like 2 or 3 pounds. Actually, so currently today I weigh 198, which I am just ecstatic. Like, I'm over the moon. Like, if I don't lose any more weight right now while I'm breastfeeding, I'm completely happy with that. I'm so grateful with that. So I ended my pregnancy at 207 and I stayed at like 202 for those first 3-4 months because, like I said, my body doesn't let me lose weight. And so I literally only lost how much the baby weighed. So my baby weighed 5 pounds and 11 ounces, something like that. So I literally only lost what he weighed. That's it. So my body's been hovering between like 199 and 202, maybe sometimes 204, since he was born. And then also, so I got my cycle back. And so I usually gain like 2 or 3 pounds during that, like right before that too as well. And then I can't lose anything while I'm on it. And so that's been my experience so far. So I guess technically I lost almost 10 pounds since giving birth, which for me is a win. It's a win while I'm breastfeeding. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been, just trying to stay consistent with my working out. And, I was consistent with my working out all through pregnancy. That's just one of the things that kind of helps me with stress. And something that I do for myself, so I don't really like to give that up. But like I said in the past, working out at all kind of put a damper or kind of put me lowered my milk supply. And so it really wasn't anything I could do. So this time I'm trying to keep it light, trying to keep my body happy with me. I will say that when I first started intermittent fasting, so maybe like the first 2 to 3 days, I think I did notice like a little dip in my supply, and I just allowed my baby to nurse all day long. Like, I feed on demand anyway, but we did a lot more comfort nursing during that time, and I just allowed him to nurse pretty much all day long to encourage my body. Yes, I still need milk. Yes, I still want you to make milk. And please don't stop making milk just because I'm trying to exercise now. And I will say one thing that I really, really like about intermittent fasting, or doing it while this time. So what I really like about the intermittent fasting, which has helped me so much, is that it's helping me control my sugar cravings. Now, I have insane sugar cravings while I'm breastfeeding. And so it's funny, and I have another video where I talk about this, so I will link that above and below. But it's funny that kind of like the same cravings that I had during my pregnancy carry over to my breastfeeding, and they're like on a whole nother level while I'm breastfeeding. So I found that intermittent fasting has actually helped me to better be able to control my sugar cravings, because they're just out of control. Like okay, so when I came home from the hospital, and newborns, they're awake, or they eat really often, so really frequently. And so during the night, especially when you're sleep deprived, sometimes you just eat because it helps keep you awake or whatever. It gives you like a little bit of happiness, or just something to do while you're sitting there breastfeeding all day and all night long. And so that's what I was doing. And now again, after I gave birth, I wasn't worried about losing weight. I was just you're just in survival mode, especially with a newborn. So I just did what I had to do. Slept when I can, ate when I can, breastfed, to keep my milk up and to make sure that that was good with the baby and all of that stuff. So yeah, but like I said, my sugar cravings were just crazy. They are still crazy, but I feel like the intermittent fasting has helped a little bit. And Asa has given me a very unhealthy addiction to ice cream. Addiction to ice cream. Like, I crave ice cream all day long. It's so bad. And I'm not even an ice cream person, but let me tell you, if I pass ice cream, if I hear the ice cream is, if somebody else is eating ice cream, or I see a commercial about ice, it's just too much. And you know, sometimes I buy ice cream, and normally I'm really good with like buying something and just eating it, you know, sparingly throughout the week or whatever. But with ice cream, I can't even do that. If I buy a carton of ice cream and I'm eating it just myself, it's gonna be gone in a few days. And that's not like me at all. So I try not to buy certain things because I'm just gonna eat it all up. Like but yeah, that's been my experience so far with intermittent fasting. Is it safe for breastfeeding? I would say it's okay. You know, trust your body, you know, and just make sure that you're still getting in those necessary calories. You still do need a bunch of calories if you're breastfeeding a baby. So don't limit your calories, I would say. But I think that having that eating window, or that window of period of time where you're not eating, helps your body to maybe tap into your fat stores a little bit, and can help you and push you over that edge. If you're one of those mamas like me where your body is just like, we're not playing that, we're breastfeeding, and you ain't losing nothing right now. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And you know, obviously once I'm done breastfeeding, then I can really get into things and really go at it really hard like I like to. But I'm just trying to be really calm and really patient with my body, because it has been through a lot, you know, through this last birth, and this postpartum journey, and you know, the last few years, honestly, because I've been breastfeeding and pregnant and breastfeeding and recovery and postpartum the last 6 years or so. So yes, I definitely put a lot of stress on my body, and I remind myself every day to be gentle and be kind with myself. And so that's what I hope that I'm getting across in this video to you other moms out there. Like, don't really be focused about it. But if you're one of those people like me who maybe can't lose weight while you're breastfeeding, or have a hard time, maybe you can try this too. But again, don't sacrifice your breast milk supply just to lose weight. Like, it's not that serious. You can lose the weight after you wean your baby, and then, you know, your hormone levels will go back to normal pre-pregnancy, and it will be easier. It should be easier for you to lose weight after, you know, your hormones are normal. So yeah, I think that's all that I have for today. If you guys want to share your breastfeeding journeys, or you know, your weight loss journeys while you're breastfeeding, definitely share down below. I like talking about this on my channel just because I don't feel like it gets spoken about enough. And some people, like, I remember for me, like, I was really mad at my body at first. The first and second time I was really mad, because I'm like, but women say they lose weight while they're breastfeeding, so what's wrong with me? Why can't I, you know? And I'm like, you know, sometimes I would tell people that, and they're like, well, maybe you're not doing this, maybe you should do this. And you know, no, everybody's body is different, you know, so you have to keep that in mind too with breastfeeding and pregnancy. Everyone's body is different, and yes, it's okay, you know, to get advice from other moms and to talk to other moms about their experiences, but don't ever let that make you feel that you're a failure at something because your body's not doing what theirs did, or your body's not responding like theirs did, or you're having a longer recovery than they did, or you know, whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's all that I have for today. I will keep you all updated on how it's going with me. But so far, so good. The baby's still gaining his weight. My breast milk supply has not dipped, so that's excellent. And I at least want to breastfeed for a year, and I may go a little bit longer this time. Especially if I'm losing weight, you know, hello. So we'll see how I feel at the end of all this. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great day. Don't forget, the giveaway as of me recording this video is still open. So if you would like to receive one of those beautiful paintings that I showed in my live on Saturday, all the details will be in the description box of that video. Thank you all for watching. Remember to let your story be your power, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye. Too. Stop it. I'm gonna get on Yanni.